Morning came without warmth. The barracks stirred early, not loudly, not chaotically, but with a quiet, shared awareness. Today wasn't another test. It was something final, something binding, something that didn't allow mistakes. The uniforms were laid out in silence. Black, layered, fitted, sharp in design without excess. A high-collared combat coat reinforced at the shoulders, tapering clean at the waist. Lightweight armored threading ran beneath the fabric, subtle but present. Gloves fitted tight, boots reinforced. On the shoulder, etched in white, a wolf. Not decorative, symbolic, earned. No one spoke much as they dressed. There wasn't much to say. Jale adjusted his sleeve, rolling his shoulder once as he stepped into the corridor. His movements were looser now, but not careless. Just settled. Kyra stood a few feet away, fastening the clasp at her collar. You clean up all right? Jale said casually. Kyra didn't look at him. You talk too much. A faint smirk touched his face. You nervous? He asked. No. A pause. Yes, she corrected. That got a small chuckle out of him. He reached into his pocket, pulling out the ring Rivna had given her to pass on. He turned it between his fingers for a moment before slipping it back on. She's been talking, he said quietly. That made Kyra look at him. In dreams, Jale added. Not full conversations, just pieces. Enough to know she's there. Kyra's expression didn't change much, but something behind it did. And, Jale exhaled lightly, she's watching. That's all she really said. A beat. Watching what? Jale shrugged slightly. Us, I guess. Kyra didn't respond, because that didn't feel like the full answer. Footsteps approached. Rakudo. Already dressed. Already there. Y'all look serious, he said lightly, scratching the back of his head. Jayla glanced at him. It's the oath. Yeah. Rakudo replied. Big moment. No pressure. Kyra's eyes narrowed slightly. Something was off. Not obvious. Not loud. But there. Walk with me, she said. Rakudo blinked once. Sure? They stepped away from jail, moving down the corridor just far enough for privacy. Kyra stopped. Turned. What happened to you? Direct. No room to dodge. Rakudo sighed lightly. You already asked that. Not like this, she replied. Silence. Then, there's more, he said. Her eyes sharpened. Inside that thing. Rakudo continued, voice lower now. I wasn't alone. A pause. Someone was there. Kyra didn't interrupt. Kazuki, he said. Red tier rogue. Same level they said Reiji reached. That landed. He fixed my arm, Rakudo added, lifting it slightly. Not clean, not normal. Said it might still kill me. Kyra's gaze locked onto it. And you trusted him? Rakudo gave a faint shrug. Didn't really have options. A beat. And he just left? Yeah, Rakudo said. Turned to dust and dipped. Silence. Heavy. Kyra looked at him for another second. Then, something's off, she said quietly. Rakudo smirked faintly. You just figuring that out? She didn't react, because this wasn't a joke, and he knew it. She turned away. Just don't die again, she said, and walked off. The rest of the recruits gathered gradually. Winta adjusting his sleeves like it was a fashion show. Marno staring at his reflection like he didn't recognize himself. Pex already composed, already still. Sogi quiet, watching everything. Mira distant, analytical even now. Ai calm, Rashk unrateable. 18, all present, all changed. The courtyard had been transformed, no debris, no damage, no trace of what it had been before. Clean stone, perfect symmetry. At the far end, they stood. High General Kethar Morn, Commander Brackle, Captain Rick Riley, Vice Captains Salora Vane and Ashen Vire. Authority, embodied. The recruits lined up instinctively, shoulder to shoulder. But something felt off, the spacing, the order. This isn't random, Mira said quietly. She was right, a step forward from Brackle. Then, the final rankings of the initiation will now be confirmed. Silence dropped instantly. That's what this was. Order, placement, truth. 18, Brackle began. Mai Hoshino, a shift. 17, Lin Varn, eyes flicked. 16, Yui Ishikama. 15, Isho Maran. 14, Rina Kato. 13, Marno Kelkachi. Marno blinked. That's me. 12, Akira Kimura. 11, Kojiro dressed. Kojiro nodded once. 10, Winta Solon. Winta tilted his head. Top 10, I'll take it. 9, Kaori Sukani. Stillness. 8, Jala Endorai. Jala exhaled softly. 7, Nail. Rakudo Kaze. A pause. Eyes shifted. Different this time. 6, Sogi didn't move. 5, Kairamitsu. She stood firm. 4, Mira Narakisho. No reaction. 3, Ai Rojeshi. Calm. 2, Rashk, Leo Yamanati. Silence deepened. Then 1, a Pex. No reaction. Just acceptance. The line made sense now. It had always been this order. They just hadn't realized it. Kethar Morn stepped forward. Black uniform, long white hair falling past his shoulders, presence heavier than the air itself. His gaze moved across them slowly. Measuring. Strength alone does not make a fang, he said. His voice was deep, controlled. It is discipline. It is restraint. It is the willingness to stand where others fall. A pause. You have proven enough to stand here. Another step forward. But understand this. His eyes sharpened. You have not proven enough to stay. That landed harder than anything before it. Captain Rick stepped beside him. Raise your right hand. They did, even Rakuto. Repeat, and they spoke. Together. Not perfectly in sync, but close enough. I stand where others fall. I carry the fang. I serve the empire beyond self. I do not break. I do not turn. I do not disappear. The final line lingered because some of them already had. Silence followed. Then it is done. No applause, no ceremony beyond that, just reality settling into place. They weren't recruits anymore. They were fangs. And somewhere in that line, Kyra's eyes shifted, just slightly. Toward Rakuto, toward the mark on his cheek, exposed, unhidden, still there, still wrong. And now, officially part of the empire.
I start from here, I catch up with you. I don't do back, don't ever say anymore. I start from here.